Donald Trump was on the campaign trail this week in North Carolina and Virginia, and the guy just kept getting confused. Look at this series of clips.
In Venezuela, did you just see Maduro? Venezuela, it's unbelievable. We're getting rid of the Romneys of the world. We want to get Romneys and those out. But they know that we are the only ones who can stop them. We're the only ones. This is the greatest movement in the history of our country, maybe in the history of any country. Even Argentina, they went MAGA. You know Argentina, great guy. He's a big Trump guy. He loves Trump. I love him because he loves Trump. When he called, I took his call. Anybody that loves me, I like them. I said, Abdul, he's still there. He's the head of the Taliban. He said, you're killing our soldiers. Don't do it anymore because terror will rain down on you. And he called you, yes, Your Highness. He called me Your Highness, which is interesting. We are a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your... Oh.
I don't even... What happened? What happened there? Charlie Sykes, we see it more and more. He gets in the middle of sentences. He's reading teleprompters, and his mind still blanks out. Nikki Haley for Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama for Joe Biden. And it's just so pathetic and sad. They're going, no, he's doing it on purpose. No, he's not doing it on purpose. He's not doing any of this stuff on purpose. And so you take the fact that his mind blanks out and he looks lost. It looks like a sad scene to me to see somebody up on stage and blanking out and getting lost. But then you have a guy, first of all, he thinks the person who runs the South American country's name is Argentina. Argentina, great guy. And thank you for saying get rid of the Romneys in the Republican Party. That is torn out of Carrie Lake's book of loserdom. That's where it'll lead you. But also, again, against all this madness and unfortunately an old man who is losing his ability to communicate. He's praising the Taliban leader for calling him Your Highness. I mean, tell us, wrap up that speech for us, if you would, Charlie Sykes. How do you?
Well, what fresh hell. Unfortunately, I'm not a psychiatrist here. What's on display is that, okay, Joe Biden is old, but the other guy is deranged, demented, and pathetic, as you point out, not to mention dangerous. And this is on display. And, as we're sitting here talking about this, we're less than 48 hours away from that guy clinching the Republican presidential nomination. The Republicans have one last off-ramp, and they're not going to take it. They look at this guy, and this is the extraordinary thing, is that Republicans look at him, and I don't have to repeat all the things, he's been found liable for rape. He's facing 91 felony charges. You have these kinds of, this gaseous malice that you get from these gaffe-filled speeches, and they're looking at him thinking, yeah, we'd like 4 more years of that. So, if there's any upside here, is that Joe Biden will be able to say, yeah, I'm old. I'm very stiff when I walk, but this guy is also old, and he's crazy, and he's dangerous, and he is incoherent. He needs to make that point. The other maybe upside is that, now that there's no way of denying the fact that it's going to be Donald Trump again, it'll focus the mind. And I agree with you, Joe, that I think Democrats need to stop the bedwetting, but they need to get out of the bed and they need to freak out a little bit, because the reality is maybe this is what it will take for them to realize this guy could become president of the United States. This could actually happen, and maybe we ought to treat that threat, the way it ought to be treated. If it's an existential threat, let's start acting like it's an existential threat. So stop the bedwetting, but maybe a little bit of freak out wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Well, maybe it'll wake a lot of Democrats up. I will say, though, all this idea, you brought up the things a judge determines that Donald Trump raped a woman.
It's amazing.
Evangelicals are cool with that. It used to be like Bill Clinton. Wait, did he do something with his intern or not? Character matters in the White House. He must be driven To the sea. I mean, these same evangelicals. I was there. I was hearing it every day as a congressman. Every day, Republicans every day. You know, man, he doesn't have the morals. Bill Clinton doesn't have the morals to be president. How dare us? How you know?
I mean, like Mr. Bible in the House. What does he think about President Trump grabbing women by their genitals or having sex with a porn star while he was married to his wife who was about to have a baby and then paying her off? And apparently there are more that Michael Cohen took care of. But, okay, go on. I'm sorry. I digress. But those things just should be looked over.
They ignore those things. Because let's just face it, they're raging hypocrites when it comes to this. Bill Clinton bad. Donald Trump raped a woman, says a judge. A jury of his peers said he sexually assaulted and defamed a woman. A grand jury after grand jury after grand jury, again, of his peers, not the deep state,
people.
A grand jury of voters,
citizens,
have found him, found enough evidence to indict him on 91 counts. I mean, all over the country, 91 counts, and yet, Mika, everybody's fine with it. Look, I mean, in the extreme MAGA world, and again, I think most pathetically, and Pete Wehner's been writing about this, evangelicals that were just so aghast, just shocked by Bill Clinton's behavior.
Yeah.
Now,
end of the world.
Now, many of them, they basically said this guy's their savior. I mean, they have so abandoned the faith that they claimed they had when Bill Clinton was president. They were so shocked that some of them, I'm talking about some of them, have so abandoned their faith that they are now idolizing Donald Trump. And they will tell you that. Mm-hmm. It's sad and pathetic.